Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. So in today's episode, I plan to show you the correct way to apply Latisse so that you end up with great results and not this craziness that I experienced when I first started. If this is interesting to you, stick around. That's what we're doing. So let me take you back to April when I first began using Latisse. I went to my doctor's office and I said I would like some longer, thicker eyelashes, and I heard about this Latisse. In fact, my mother's using it for, I think it's for cataracts is what they were using it for originally, and then noticed that all these people who were using it for medical reasons happened to have longer and lusher eyelashes as their treatment went on. So they started using it off-label, and it was approved for just lengthening of eyelashes, something cosmetic. And I jumped right on that bandwagon because my eyelashes were starting to thin out. They were still long, but I didn't have as many of them. And also, I decided I wanted to use it on my eyebrows. So when I went to my doctor's office, and you may have met him if you were around for my Botox appointment that I took you guys along with me to meet Dr. G. The doctor said to me, before you leave, I want you to spend a couple minutes with my nurse and she will explain to you the correct way to use it so that you don't waste product. And that was life-saving, and I want to make sure you get that piece of information. She took me in the room and she explained to me that the Latisse box comes with a bottle of product that's teeny tiny, kind of looks like that. But it also comes with a ton of brushes, big fluffy brushes that are shaped sort of like this, but the heads are bushy and fluffy. And if you were to put a drop or to dip this into the Latisse formulation, you would have way too much product and it would not last you, as my bottle did, until the end of November. May, June, July, August, September, October, 7 months that bottle lasted me, my first one. This is my second. So I am recommending that the first thing you do when you get home is recycle all the brushes that come with your bottle of Latisse. Unless you have some other purpose or a craft in mind that you can use them for, you're just going to have to recycle them. At least we're not throwing them in the trash. But they're useless. They're going to soak up product. They're going to be very, very wasteful. Instead, I recommend that you get a very small eyeliner brush like this. I'll put a close-up in here in case I'm not focusing on it right now. And how you apply the Latisse, I'm going to get to the screw-up I made. I'm not embarrassed. I'll tell you everything. So you take the cap off. You drop one drop. I don't even squeeze it. I kind of let a drop gently fall from the bottle, and you will get a small drop in there. And I set this one down. I take my little tiny brush, go in here, and then with a mirror, I do this in my bathroom before I go to bed. I will line all the way from where my first lash starts. I may have to re-dip it in one more time for the rest of the eye, all the way to where my very last lash is. And then I'll do the other eye. If there's anything left over from that drop, wherever I have some spots in my eyebrow, I will use the excess. I've gotten more hairs to grow in at the tail of my brow. I have filled in my bald spots, and I even have some hairs growing in at the front of my brow that were not there previously. So depending on how quickly you want to go through your bottle of Latisse, if brows are equally as important as your eyelashes, then use it there as well, because it definitely works. Also, if you want to check my description box down below, there is an online service where they have doctors and they will give you a prescription and fill it all from your phone or your computer, however you do your online shopping, by sending them some pictures of your lashes. It's great, and it's called Apostrophe, and I will put their link down below with my code that will save you some money off of your first order. Okay, so now I'm going to get to the place where I kind of like screwed up, and this is embarrassing because I'm a little stupid, but I don't always take directions very well. I'm a little bullheaded sometimes and just like to do things my way. I'm getting dressed for work one day, and I noticed as I'm about to leave, I do that like once over glance that sometimes I forget to do, but I try to remember to not just be focused on the one area I'm applying makeup to, but to take it all in. And I noticed that there's like a little shadow here right under my eye, and I'm like, oh, should I got something on there? I take a little moisturizer or something and dab it off. I get to work, and I noticed that there is still a shadow there. And I look and the mirror's far away from me and it's still there. I rub. I think nothing of it. The next day, I'm getting dressed again. I do the same thing. I notice that there's still a little brown smudge there and I can't figure out what's going on. So I get out my magnifying mirror, the 10 times magnifying mirror, the big one. Bring in the big guns. What I noticed was that it wasn't a smudge of makeup, and it took me, really, honestly, it took me like 3 days to figure this out. But when I looked closely, there were little tiny hairs that were growing right here. And the reason that was is that I didn't follow directions like you're going to. And I thought whatever was left over from that first drop, I was going to thicken up my bottom lashes and just do it right along that outer corner. But the point is, you're putting this on before bed. So you're going to close your eyes and that moisture from the top lashes is going to meet your bottom lashes. You do not need to apply extra, because what happens when there is extra is obviously it drips down from your lower lashes onto this little ridge here, and you will grow hairs there. So I had to tweeze those hairs, obviously, and get rid of them and start following directions and only apply the Latisse to my top lid, which has worked just fabulously. Obviously, my lashes, I'm very happy with the way they look. People often think that I'm wearing falsies or I've had extensions put in. And really, it's just, for me now, every other night. After I got my desired length and thickness, I just keep it up with every 2 or 3 nights, usually 2, unless I forget that next night. And I have this newer bottle that I've gotten from Apostrophe, and it's pretty much full, and I've been using it for a month. So that's my experience. Don't make the mistakes I have. Do as I say, not as I did, and avoid becoming a little hairy monkey on the rest of your face with dripping Latisse growing hair in all kinds of unwanted places. Well, I certainly hope you found this helpful and that you will learn from my mistakes. Follow directions, and not the ones that come with the box and tell you to use those brushes, but my directions on using a small brush, using 1 drop, putting it just on your top lashes, and in your eyebrows is fine too, not on the bottom lashes. If you found this useful, please give this video a thumbs up. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. It's a channel I made for women over 50. We talk about beauty, fashion, makeup. Often it's dating advice because I am a matchmaker and a dating coach in the Chicago area. And if that sounds at all interesting, I'd love to have you back. So hit that ring bell button also so you're notified every time I upload a new video. I appreciate you stopping by today. I always do. I know there are a lot of other things you could be doing with your time. So thank you for that. And until the next time, have a good one.